Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today is the second video in the Army Showcases series. Today it's Bretonnia, and basically what I've got here is just it's not the full army. The full army hasn't been printed yet. The rest of it hasn't been printed. I'm getting the files for I think it's the Knights of Galia or Kingdom of Galia, something like that. It's the same place where I got one on the Trebuchet, just to fill in the other knights, because I don't think I can really afford the GW stuff because it's ridiculously expensive. But anyway, so we've got the Bretonnian army. The majority of this is from the starter box that you get, the Bretonnian starter box that came out for the Old World, with a couple of heroes thrown in, and the Trebuchet from, I'm pretty sure it's Kingdoms of Galia, one or the other. So from my mini factory, I'll stick the link down below if you're interested in that. There is also a secret hidden in the video about an upcoming project that may or may not already be underway. If you can spot it, let me know if you did down in the comments, and I won't tell you if it's right or wrong to keep other people guessing, but maybe I'll put a pinned comment in a week or so's time to let people know if they got it right. It's not too hard to spot, but I thought it'd just be a little bit of fun. So let's go with the camera down and give you a closer look of the miniatures. Before we do that though, I will say that there was a comment on a video, the Vallejo Express Color Wave 2 video, of someone asking I should do more with the Express Colors, but I don't know what they really want to see more. I'm not a painting channel. My painting is definitely not up to scratch to do any painting tutorials. But on the note of that, all of the infantry and the Trebuchet were painted with Vallejo Express Colors only. So you can see what they're kind of like on the flat surfaces, and on the, I'll pick up a couple of the models and you can have a look around, see the white undercoat and stuff on bits that I missed. That's why I don't do painting tutorials, because I paint with, well, they're 6 feet away on the gaming table. I don't mind. But we have a cat. Say hello, cat. Anyway, we'll go down, take a look at the army, and yeah, we'll wrap up after that. Okay, here we go. Here's the army. Sorry for the shaky cam. I do have a gimbal, but I forgot to charge it, and it's out of battery, and it'll be even worse than this. So we've got hand cam. So here is the army. We have the Pegasus Knights, 2 units of Knights of the Realm, 2 units of Peasant Footmen, which are my favourite looking units in all of Fantasy. They were in the Old World as well. They are in Old World as they were in the original Fantasy. Here we have a unit of archers. It is 1 unit, and just put it on the hill nicely to look. It's like semi-cool, I suppose. They're down there with that. We'll have a look at them. And over here we have more archers, but I've painted these up to look a little bit different from the rest, giving them some extra bits to make them as my squires. And the Trebuchet in the back there. But let's have a look in there. So we have the RAF, the Pegasus Knights, the unit of 3 Pegasus Knights that come in the box. Just pick one of these up and have a look. There. The decals I bought on Etsy. These were the first ones I used on it. As you can see there, like even though it's had varnish on it and stuff like that, it has frosted underneath. Now it's not the varnish. The varnish I used was the Colourforge matte varnish, but the entire page with the decals on them it is decal paper, so it's not just kind of like over the one piece. And like an idiot, I didn't read the instructions on it because it says to cut really close, and I didn't cut really close. I just kind of cut around them, as you can see there. And then when I varnished them, I obviously didn't leave them long enough for the water to evaporate from underneath, and it frosted a bit. So it's not as bad. I don't know if I can get a view of the one on his shield there, but it's not as bad on the shield as you can see. As for paints, the horse, the Pegasus was painted with Vallejo Express colour. I can't remember which colour, but it was painted. But they were all painted with Vallejo Express colour. This is I think it's Templar white. I think it is something like that. I can't remember. The horse there. Against it's frosted a little bit there when it's come underneath. It's not the decal's fault at all, or the spray. It's entirely mine. But these were the knights there were painted mainly with the new army painting range. They're fantastic. I really enjoy them. We have the Knights of the Realm here. Again, painted. The horses were painted with Express colour, just because I'm not a fan of painting horses, and it does do the majority of the job for you. There, again, all primed. See, these ones look a little bit better. They are still a little bit glossy, which I don't get. They were done with matte varnish. They are still a little bit glossy, more satiny than glossy. I decided for a little bit of difference here. The musician has got a bird, just for a little bit of difference in the unit. So he's not necessarily tooting, he's squawking. But as you can see on some of the other ones, the decals have gone on really, really nicely. So it's just a couple of them that I made a bit of a silly mistake on. There's a really wide selection of decals. If I remember, I'll put the link in the descriptions where I got them from. As for heroes, the Bretonnian BSB, yeah, it's the GW model that went on the made to order. Absolute nightmare to put together. Well, not a nightmare to put together, nightmare to keep together. Even using activator for the super glue and stuff like that, the banner it just feels too heavy for the model almost. Got Prophetess on horse for a bit of magic. This is a base widener because she's on the smaller base for the war horses, and then you've got the Bretonnian warhorse base because you can join the unit of knights, or run alone. If she's running alone, she's on one of these bases. If she wants to benefit from Lookout Sir from like a unit of mounted yeomen, she needs to be on this size base. But if I'm putting her in a unit with the knights, she needs to be on the was it 30 by 60s, 50 by 60, I can't remember. Yeah, 30 by 60s I think they are. So that was just a purchase off of eBay. It's just a 3D printed, just a 3D printed extender really. It sits in there, clips in really nicely and really nice and secure, and doesn't look too out of place. And we've got the big boy on the Royal Pegasus, the Duke on Royal Pegasus. These are the GW. No, they're not the GW ones, are they? These were also off of the thing that I bought. I think it was an Etsy buy for the decals. Again, all painted with, apart from the gold, all painted with the new Army Painter range. The yellow is great. This is demonic yellow. It's got, for a yellow, the coverage is fantastic. It's really nice. This was over a bone primer, and I could have just left it at one coat. It was vibrant enough, but I did do the 2 coats. Same with the red. You can't tell in here, but I actually overspilt some of the red on the white on the inside bit there. And the new Army Painter matte white went over the red in 2 coats as well. Not thick coats, just normally thinning them down. Then we have Paladin on Warhorse. And just for some more heroes, I think Bretonnia kind of, they run on their knights and their heroes, don't they? So having a decent amount of heavy hitting heroes to lead the front of the lance or something like that is quite good. Again, this is one of the made to order ones. He has chipped a bit because again the backpack cloak keeps falling off no matter how much super glue I put on it. I had a bit of an issue keeping that on there, but you know, metal models and stuff, you know, see there's a bit of a gap there, but you can't tell when it's on the field. Good enough is how I live by. And we've got the Green Knight. I'm still deciding whether or not to put the tags on the back. I think he looks pretty good just as he is like that. Not sure or not to put the banners that come in the pack on it or not. I don't think I will, but you know, it's nice to have the option. This guy here was painted with I think these were GW contrast paints. I can't remember exactly which green it was, but it was thinned down with Vallejo Express Medium. I think it makes the GW paints flow a lot nicer, more so than the GW contrast medium. I've gone for obviously another set of knights here, all with their own unique heraldry. On all of these, on all of the knights, on both sides, but I decided to keep we'll move these guys out of the way for the moment. I decided to keep like the yeomen, the peasants and stuff like that in the same colour as, you know, the main army lord. Just like he's, you know, all the knights have their own land, etc., etc. But it's the Baron, the Duke, has bought all of the, you know, all of the peasants, and he's the one that's armed them, so they're sporting his colours effectively. And we've got another prophetess painted up to be on foot, so I can run her in and around units of peasants. Still benefiting from that lookout sir, and just giving them some buffs as well. So these guys here are obviously the peasants, the yeomen, and these were all painted with the Vallejo Express colours. The red and the yellow are from the new Intense range. I think it's Dreadnought yellow. I can't remember exactly, but they're all, you know, all painted with the new Express paint. Other than the metallics, the metallic is chainmail silver from Vallejo. But other than that, they're all based with a basing texture from WWS, and the tufts are also from WWS as well. I'll put a link to their website down the bottom. Not sponsored, but they just make really good stuff. And so that's what I've used. Gone for kind of like a muddy field, been trampled on, you know, kind of thing. But again, there's the excuse the wobbly lines on them, but that's, you know, even on flat surfaces, there's not a massive amount of pooling. They spread out really nicely on the flag as well. And, you know, settles nicely in the recesses, and you know, I think for just for straight up, you know, mass infantry, it works really well, really nicely. Again, there's a bit brush strokey in the centre there. I think it was one of the warm days during summer when I was painting these chaps up, and it was drying quite quickly, even though they have a longer working time, and I was going off of a wet palette. I think they were drying a bit quickly when I was doing these guys there. And not a mistake of the paint, just a mistake of me. Wobbly lines. Just some basic highlights after the wash, just to kind of pick out the sharpest details. And then here, using the torso of a man-at-arms, the spare torso from the Duke, and his shield and posh sword. I know he looks a little bit too posh, but I've done this guy here as my sergeant at arms, but I think he could also work well as a lord or something, a paladin on foot in with the units. But this guy's mainly for my sergeant at arms. He's got kind of the sergeant-y look. I know I'm missing the cloak off of him. I do still have the cloak, so I'll paint that up to maybe put on him to make him look a little bit more posh, so he goes from a sergeant to a paladin or something like that. But it's just using some spare bits just to make another character, really. It's got some extra greeblies on him and bits and bobs and stuff like that. And if we come over here, we've got the peasant archers. Just grab one here. And again, these were all painted with various express colour paints. I've done no highlighting on them or anything like that. You know, they're not characters or anything. They're just straight up, you know, units, aren't they? So I haven't really spent much time on them. But you know, from 6 feet away, I think they look all right and nice, and ranked up they look pretty decent as well. You know, so I've got that unit there as well. Over here with these archers here, I've put just like they've all got some extra little bits on them. Like that guy's got a little mace on him, and this guy's got an axe. This guy here's got a torch and a bow to kind of be the unit, almost like the unit leader if necessary, or banner if you wanted to put them in there, rally to the flame kind of thing. A little kind of Friar Tuck kind of guy going there. He's got some extra little bits on him. I've got a sword on this guy. This is as a unit of just a unit of squires. So you've got that extra little bit of kind of, he's falling on the back there. You know, so we've got that extra little bit of like scouting, skirmishing, missile range, just for something a little bit extra in the army. Then at the back here, we've got the Trebuchet. Again, this is I think it's Kingdom of Galia or Galia or something like that. Very, very nice print, printed perfectly first time. It's very well supported. It's 2 different arm configurations. This is the one that's already flung it. So as you can see, the bit that holds the rock is there. It's not pinned, so it does move if you want it to move. But yeah, it's very nice. Again, painted with the express colour. This is copper brown, which is the main bulk of it. Military yellow for the ropes. That was hardened leather from the Army Painter speed paints. And then we've got, I think this is scale 75 wrought iron. No, it's not. It's the Army Painter wrought iron there. So it's just like 4 paints. Oh, sorry, 5, because I used Starship Steel for the rocks in there. Try and give it like a light slate look. And oh yeah, we've got one of the crew members is there. He doesn't come to print on it. He's a separate piece. And then we've got the crew members here. So that they are really nice prints. So that's my Bretonnian army. There's nothing ridiculously special about it at the moment, but it's like I said, it's mainly just the box with a few little bits added in. I am looking at expanding it, and if and when I do, I will bring in I'll do an update to this video. So I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about it, what you think definitely needs to be added. I know I need some Grail Knights in there, but yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a good day. Ta-ra.